audio. No, I can. Oh, hopefully we can hear me. Do, 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 do. There we go. Switch those back over here. Improvising. Someday, spell table, you'll have 2-player commander on here. What is going on, Tom? We're just getting things. Spell table updated, or they did an update on spell table, so I had to redo my video. Mox had to redo their video. For some reason, I don't know if it's happening to you too, but it keeps coming up in like a full screen and like cutting off our boards, and then I have to unplug it and plug it back in. Like, this is nonsense. How dare you change things on me? I hate change. I'm too old for change. Just how old people do. We complain about change. Let's see here. I'll bring this up. We have these tiny little decks. Da, da, da. Let's see here. There we go. Are you there, Mox? I'm just making sure. Oh no, you can't hear me on Discord? Oh no. Let's see if we... Oh, did it? Oh, I'm not... Why? What is happening here? Why can we not hear? Mute me? Unmute me? Stream room? Yeah, I'm not coming up. Wonder if my... See if my microphone's not working now. See how many... See if that works. Nope. Yep. Oh, let's see if that...
That works.
It's showing that I'm popping back up now.
I can hear you.
I don't hear you, Mox, so let me see.
Oh, maybe.
Haha, I hear you. But now I don't hear me. Or CB. Let me go see what's going on here.
I heard you for a moment there.
Yeah. Let's see here. Sound. Voice and video. It changed all my defaults. Let's see if this works. Output. Also that. Let's check. Checking. Nope. Okay, cool. Okay. That is completely correct. Let's see here.
Oh, it's not showing that you're deafened or mutant. Or deafened or muted. Blah, blah, blah.
microphone. Yeah, let's just switch over. Let's just do that. Let's do that. Aha. Let's see if this works. We're going to switch over from Discord over to Spell Table. Disconnect from there. Let's see if this works. What about now, Tom? Can you hear me? Let me go make these sure these are right. Change. Let's see here. Microphone. Default. That's fine. Well, let's see if this works. What about now? Nope. Oh, through Twitch. Okay. So apparently I picked up and left the room, and then now everything has changed. Let's see if... Audio. Let's see if that works. I guess worst comes to worst, I'll just go through. Let's see if that works. Aha! What is happening, Spell Table? Oh, that's crazy. Why is it being so weird? Like, it was working. I got up, went to get a drink, come back. Apparently, something changed in between that time period. Don't know what it is. Okay, so you can hear me now, Mox? Okay, excellent. You're like, hey, you're doing a new thing. Let's make this as difficult as possible. Why is my headphones? There we go. Turn off the audio. Okay, there we go. I had all my audio settings for Discord, but apparently gotta change them for Spell Table. Going through Spell Table. We got there. We figured it out. As Tom said, they're like, hey, Spell Table's working too well. Let's fix this. Hey, Sue, what is happening? Hey, Tom. Hey, Sherbickmer. We're getting there. I'm going to have to do some more editing than I thought I was going to have to on videos, because apparently between OBS and Spell Table, and I don't know if anybody else is happening to, or it's zooming in their camera all crazily, and then I had to unplug my camera and then plug it back in. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't. I wish they would have put out a thing that's like, hey, here's what we changed, so you can try to fix it. Okay. Excellent. What is happening, everybody? I am Amara, Goddess of Blunder, and welcome to the BlunderDome. We're doing a little new thing here, doing a little interview with different members of the Magic the Gathering community. All of us wonderful paper magic people and field magic people, and all my wonderful friends that I've met over the last couple of years. We're going to ask questions and play some one-on-one magic. Let's see here. See whether or not I can multitask. And got questions over here and chat over here, and I'm going to try to play magic at the same time. Let's see what happens. So, let's see. I got this up. So, we're going to be playing some Oathbreaker. I'm letting everybody make their decision of what they want to play. I was like, I'll play Modern, I'll play Standard, I don't care. I'll play whatever. It's like, that's the main thing is we're playing Magic. And I like to play every format, so it's like, whatever, okay. Beat me in something, I'll be happy about it. But I have a wonderful guest here. They've been guesting with me for the last couple of years of streaming. The wonderful moxpickle. Always a pleasure to play with you. So we're going to be playing some Oathbreaker. I'm going to let you introduce yourself in a moment and let us know what deck you're playing. And this is just going to be a little short interview series where we play a game, ask questions, chit-chat, and yeah, we'll just go from there. And if you want to find it later on, you don't get to watch it all, I will have them all up on YouTube, and yeah, that way you can get to know us all better as we, because we don't always have a chance to actually talk when we're playing, so I was like, yeah, this gives us a way that we can sit there and actually communicate with each other and tell stories and do whatever without interrupting a 4-player game and the other players are like, they're talking again. But, Mox, what is going on? And oh, yes. Thank you for being my first test subject. So, Mox, what... let's see here. Where can we find you, and what do you do in the Magic community? Sweet. I completely understand that. The two things that I do, I post pictures of cats and talk about magic cards. Gotta have my brand. Like, then the way other people show me pictures of their cats. But... oh my gosh. Let's see. How about now? I have to restart everything again.
Testing.
Testing.
Can you hear me?
Testing. You would think this was my first time streaming. What about now, Tom? Tom is the official sound hearer of things.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah. We did it. We got there. I think I know the problem I did.
Excellent. We're getting there. We're figuring it out. Apparently. This is our first time. This is our very first stream we've ever done, so...
I don't have anything really after this, so I do not mind.
Okay, that works. It was just me talking. It's all good. So we're gonna ask questions in between rounds of Magic here. We're gonna, ask all the important things that people need to know, right? So I guess we'll start out with the first official question, and then we'll get started. I'll randomize us and do all that fun stuff. I guess I don't even have to really, I guess I will randomize us still. I guess there still is a factor to that all. So I am going to randomize us real quick, and then...
we check to see what kind of a hand I have here.
Yeah, I was sitting there, I was like, maybe I should look at my cards. It has things in it, I guess. It can play Magic?
This can definitely play Magic, so I am okay with this.
Okay, excellent. So I guess we'll just start out with one question, and then we'll start our first turn, and we'll let you kick us off. And we get, I think Oathbreaker would go down to 20, so... because it wouldn't... I could put Oathbreaker, and then it would just... it was like, hey, here's 4 people. I'm like, no, I just want 2-player Oathbreaker. They're like, that's not a thing. I'm like, spell table, you do what I want. There should be like one that you can actually just put in all the things and be like, okay, I want to play this life total. I want to do this because like me and Tom, we play 1-on-1, and we usually use the life counter, the official companion app, and like you can you can change some of the options, but you can't change all of them. So like you can play 30 life in Commander, and you can play 40 life, but you cannot play 35 life, and that's what we usually do for kitchen table Magic. So I was like, well, I guess we'll just have 40 life then.
Yeah, I didn't know, but apparently, like, 1v1 Commander is like 30 life. But we've always played it as 40 life because that's what we thought it was 40 life, and then like I learned out not too long ago, oh, it's 30 life? Okay.
Like,
I still like having 40 life though.
I know, like when your life totals are different, like especially in like Oathbreaker, I'm like 20 life. What am I supposed to do with 20 life? Like I don't want to play it. I don't want to play like I normally do. Like I don't want to pay life for anything. I'm like, life for things? This is not good. This is too frightening. I was like, gonna get killed by a commander in 1 turn. But Mox, let's ask the first question. What set did you start playing Magic the Gathering in?
I started playing Magic the Gathering in... So the set, it's kind of hard to say, because like my first pack I opened was Guild Pact.
Oh.
And yeah, it feels so weird that it's like now it's like, oh, this is like our 4th time in Ravnica now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guild Pact was my first pack. My first rare I ever got was Stormherd.
Stormherd.
I still remember the first rare being Stormherd. Yeah, Ravnica's... I think it's why I like Ravnica so much, is that I started off in Guild Pact. And I thought that for the longest time, I thought Guild Pact came out after Dissension. Because I'm like, well, I don't see any Dissension on the shelves.
Yeah, they were not... Especially, like, I can't imagine coming in the middle of Magic. Like, at least when I had started, like, there wasn't as many sets. So, like, it was, like, the beginning, like unlimited, and the dark. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever was on the shelf, that was what we had, and there was like 5 sets. So I was like, okay, I can handle this.
Magic was easy back then.
Yeah, like not only that, they would have like, hey, this is a starter product, hey, this is an advanced product.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, sorry, here's the deep end. And they just throw you in. And it's like, figure it out. And you're like, here's some rules. Or like, when I started, like, we had this booklet that was like 100 pages. Like, simple rules, like haste had like a page of text, like to explain that this card can attack the turn it comes into play or use its abilities. That's all it needed to say, but it was like, and then rule 1A and then 1B and then 1C, and I'm like...
It was like a judge book.
Yeah.
But just for like whatever we have nowadays.
It was too much. And now, like, they're like, here's this index card or this magic card that has the steps and phases. Figure it out now. Like, okay, I guess. If I have to. So, we're gonna play some Oathbreaker. I'm playing the Eternal Wanderer, and they shall know no fear. This is my Space Marine deck. It's silly. I was like, you know what? The Eternal Wanderer is gonna come back to Kamigawa with Space Marines to fight off the Phyrexians. See, I should be in charge of the Magic story. There would be so many angry people. Space Marines, they don't belong in the Magic. I'd be like, sure they do.
Sure they do.
But, Mox, I'm going to let you go first as I have randomized us, and that is what the spell table tells us.
Alrighty. So I'm playing Nissa Who Shakes the World, and Shamanic Revelation. As this is my first ever Oathbreaker game I've ever played, I'm still kind of figuring out what I want to use as my kind of oath for this deck. I had a couple of different ones. Like, my first one I showed, or as I told you, was a little too powerful.
Yeah.
Awaken the Woods. As this is a creature land deck, it wants to focus on making creature lands and just being very aggro.
Nissa Who Shakes the World. I remember when they showed that, I was like, that is ridiculous. I was like, I'm gonna do stupid stuff with this. And then over the time period that War of the Spark came out, so many stupider cards have come out.
Oh, yeah.
Like Nyx Bloom Ancient and Awaken the Woods and things that I'm like, yep, but now this is even worse than it was before. I was like, there's no kind of like power ramping of any sort going on.
I remember when Aurelia first came, or when Aurelia was first defeated in Gate Crash, and I remember texting my friend being like, "This card's fake. It's too good. This card is too good. Like, this is dumb. They're ruining Magic." And nowadays it's like, I mean, yeah, cool. It gives you a second battlefield. Like, don't get me wrong, Aurelia is sweet, but like that's just like a normal kind of ability now.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, two combats, okay. 3 combats, fine.
I can't wait to see 3 combats in one turn.
Oh my gosh, it'll give us like 2 or 3 years at this point. Like,
I get very excited when I see something new in Magic.
Yeah,
it's like never been done before.
I like it when that happens so much as they're like, let's just tack an extra step on here that it does the same exact thing twice. It's like, no, stop doing that. It's like, stop doing that. Come up with something new. You're out of control. Let's see if apparently my camera is being fussy about things. It keeps going black for some reason on other people's screens, and I don't know why that's happening. Spell table, you were working perfectly fine. Since the early turns, we don't really do much. We'll take like a turn or 2 before I ask more questions.
Alright. My turn was just a forest.
Okie dokie. I will draw for turn. And I will play this wonderful Plains. And I don't think I have anything else going on. Yeah, so I'll pass over to you, Mox. Let's see if this is...
Oh, that's good. I will pass the forest. And we are going to play Rampant Growth.
Sweet.
Get another forest. And I end my turn.
I told myself, I was like, I have 2 lands. I'll be okay. We'll see what third I am.
My hand was 2 lands, and I'm like, well, I have a Rampant Growth.
Okay. I drew into another plane, so now I feel safe. I will play that Plains, and then, let's see here. Let us pass on over to you, Mox, and I will ask you another question. And there's my plane, so everybody can see me. My exciting play. I keep forgetting that I gotta switch things back and forth. Boop. There's so much dead space if I don't, so it's like, okay, we'll just do the big screen and little screens. That works perfectly fine. So, Mox, what is your favorite color of Magic out of the 5 colors?
Out of the 5 colors, it is blue.
Blue?
I am a big blue player. I don't play... Like, unfortunately, I don't have a mono blue deck because I just haven't been able to find a mono blue commander that I really love to play. Hoping to find one soon.
Someday.
I started off with blue. Blue was my first color, which is an odd, thinking back on it now, it was a weird color to start with.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The good old color of denial. It was like, sorry, everybody.
Yeah, like I remember having Stifle in my original, because I got a pile of cards as my first deck. It was like, I kind of want to learn how to play Magic, so somebody traded me some like a random pile of blue cards, and you're like, here you go, you can learn with this. And I remember seeing Stifle being like, what? I don't understand. What is this counter?
And like I get to counter.
So,
You get to stop people from playing? This is wonderful.
Yeah, stop people from playing, but it was like, oh, I can't remember. Stifle's like counter like an activated ability or something like that.
Yeah.
Me just starting off, I'm like, what is an activated ability? Like, what?
I still... Sometimes I still have to go and look. I'm like, okay, this is a triggered ability. This is an activated ability. And every once in a while I get excited. I'm like, oh, okay, this is the wrong one. This is not what I am doing.
Yeah. And then like mana ability is another one where I'm like, what's technically a mana ability again?
Yeah, and like back in the day, like some things have changed because like mana source used to be a thing that would be written on things. So like.
Activate only as a mana source or spend only as a mana source, and it's like, what? And then interrupts.
Yeah, interrupts. Oh god. And then whenever they would change things, I was like, I don't like this. I hate change.
Why are you changing this?
It was like mana burn. I left for like 2 or 3 years, and then I came back, and mana burn was gone. I was like, what do you mean mana burn's gone? Like that's how I was gonna kill you. It's like, that's what this deck does. I was like, so I can't even do anything? This is ridiculous. You're killing me.
I am so happy that they eventually made that mana burn commander.
Yes. I was like, yay, mana burn's back. Woo!
Mana burn's finally back. We got it. And yeah, I think it was still technically there when mana burn was a thing.
Yeah.
But not like, not to that extent, because again, I started in the guild pack, right? So.
Yeah, it was a special time. like you'd force people to like tap their lands so they take damage from them and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna make you tap all your lands. I'm like, oh, well, now I'm gonna take damage, and now you do it, and like some of those cards aren't super great anymore because like in response I'll just tap all my lands.
I'll tap it all and it's fine.
Yeah, I'm like, well, okay. Well, this card is useless.
I think it was Power Sink or Mana Sink. It was a blue spell that was like you tap all of your opponent's lands and you add that mana to your mana pool.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, Magic. You've gone through so many different changes. Waker of the Wilds. Okay.
Waker of the Wilds, our first creature, and can put X counters on a land, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste with that many counters.
Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna switch myself over. Draw a card for turn. I'm gonna play up Plains as my land. And yeah, I don't want to be punched for 3. That doesn't sound like fun. Seems not great for me. Seems. Let's see. We're gonna tap 3, and I'm gonna play myself a Ghostly Prison. Creatures can't attack unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that is attacking me. Me and my stacks. That's like when people complain about stacks, I'm like, it just slows the game down to the way I want to play. We're playing at my speed instead.
Yeah.
And just because my speed isn't that fast doesn't mean that it's not right in some way. So I guess our next question is, what is your second or your favorite 2-color pair?
Oh, this is a hard one.
Yeah.
Because like, this was a thing for when I actually started playing Magic. I had all the guilds because I wanted to try all the guilds. So it was just like, that's why like first it was Gruul was my favorite, and then like I really liked Azorius later on. But I think I have finally kind of ended up in Kazan.
Is it?
As my favorite dual color.
Like that was my original. Is it? Like that was my first like guild tattoo was my Is It symbol on the back of my wrist, because I was like, I can't control my emotions, and sometimes I'm smart. okay. Then I became Rakdos, you know. So it's like, I like to hurt myself for things. Woohoo! And then, yes, I love my Grixis. Plastic Grixis.
Oh, yeah.
It does all the things.
It's so hard to choose.
Yeah, it's like, it took me a long time to figure out exactly which two colors were my favorites.
Because I mean, like it'll be like, oh well, you know, this new commander comes out. It's like, oh, I really like that. And then you kind of start dabbling in those colors more, and
Yeah, but
then eventually another one comes out, and you start dabbling into those ones, and
like,
eventually, yeah, for me, it was just like, is it? I love it.
it always could, like, when people are just like, I'm not using this color at all. I hate this color, or they don't want to step into any other colors. They're like, this is my brand. I'm like, no, I need to be able to play everything. I was like, I don't want to be like, yep, I'm only a black player. And then like a year later, I'm like, well, yeah, I like this color now.
I used to think that I was like, I don't have any white decks. Like, I don't play white at all. Like, I have no white cards. And then I go through my, like, all my commander decks. This is like a couple years ago. I go through them and I'm like, oh, that's where all my white cards went to. They're all in commander decks. I guess I do play a lot of white, don't I?
just like, yeah, I guess I do. That's like me and my brother. We used to just trade whatever colors we weren't playing when we first started, because like we didn't have the disposable income just to buy cardboard and play Magic whenever we wanted. So like we'd buy packs and be like, okay, you can have all the goblin cards or all the red cards. Here you go, and I'll take all these. And like, so like black was the first color that I started playing. Like I was like, okay, I'll sacrifice things. And at that point, I still didn't understand that my life total was a resource. Like I was like, oh, I don't want to use cards that are gonna damage me. That's ridiculous.
Right?
It's like, this is no good. Oh no, Nisa is out. Nisa, who shakes the world, has arrived.
We got Nissa out. I remember, I am going to +1 her to make a land creature. I remember when I first started playing Magic, black was actually the one color that I didn't use.
Yeah, like
I didn't like it. And then like Sedek, I saw Sedek and was like, nope. Have to build a deck around this. Must. And of course back then it was 60 cards. But like, I loved Sedek. And that's where my love of Mill came from.
Yeah, when the Commander came out and I was like, wait a second, I have 40 life and I have 100 cards? I was like, okay. It was like, right? we're back, Black. Let's do this thing. I have all this.
You get to build around something?
Yeah, I was like, this is wonderful. Like, the whole, especially like those first Commander decks that came out. Like, I remember I was like, yeah, what is this? I was like, 'cause at that point I had been gone for like 2 or 3 years. I had missed Lorwyn and a couple other sets that had just come out, and I was like, wait a second, I get 100 cards. I was like, there's like 29 rares in here? That's crazy for $30.
Right?
It's like, that's like $1 a rare. And then like, I remember Callie of the Vast was my first Commander pre-con that I bought, and my like introduction to Commander, and I was like, this is stupid. I was like, well, what this card says is just ridiculous. I don't understand. I was like, it's so powerful. I was like I'm in. So went on a hunt to find the other Commander precons, and that was back when there was like a short run, at least you couldn't find the one deck. It was the Demir deck that had like the one Merfolk. I forgot what his name is.
Yeah, the Grixis.
Yeah, the True Name Nemesis one. Yeah. Yeah, like I could not find that deck anywhere. And then like 2 years later, I was like at a Toys R Us, and there was like one on the shelf, like on the bottom of a shelf, just sitting there. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, we did it. We finally found it.
And it was like so expensive back then.
Oh
too.
Yeah, like it was like 3 or 4 times the price of the normal Commander deck. I was like, and it was just because of True Name Nemesis being used in. Yeah, because like people wanted play sets at that point in time, because I think it was being used in Legacy. And I'm like, I remember when.
So
Yeah. let's see here. Come on, land drop. Woohoo! Look at us.
Yeah.
The card gods are saying, here you go. Here's some cards. You shouldn't have kept this hand, but here you go. Let's tap 1, 2, and 3. We are going to play a creature. It's an Eidolon of Redrick. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn.
Sounds fair. Good art.
Yeah, like I love all the anime arts. I'm like, okay, like I love that they're actually trying new things and giving us new artworks and stuff. Because not everybody's tastes are the exact. Like, not everybody enjoys the realism, or not everybody enjoys the anime arts, and like, there's multiple versions of most of the arts. So if you want to customize it to your play style or to your liking of color or of artwork. Yeah, you can do that now, which is pretty cool. I'm like,
yeah, I'm liking how it's just like it's not just like secret layers where we're kind of getting people in. It's like,
yeah,
let's get some anime, and that's really getting more people into the game.
Yeah, and like because there's so many of us grew up on anime now, like the Toonami, the generation grew up.
Oh gosh, yeah. I remember or Friday nights, a couple of animes that were on. Like, oh,
yeah. We had like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, Trigon.
I never got to see Trigon.
It's fun.
I mean, like, I could watch it now.
It's so silly.
I never got to see it.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon was a big one. Card Captors was a big one. Dragon Ball Z was definitely big.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when Pokemon came to like Fox.
Yes.
Everybody was just losing their shit.
Yeah.
I love my Pokemon. I still love my Pokemon.
Oh, so do I. I mean, I played the new game. I got all the DLCs.
Yeah.
I'm a very big Pokemon player.
Yep, that's like what most of our hobbies, like, it has some kind of overlap of some sort with Magic. Like, we all have our other things that we like to play, which is actually a question we will get to at some point here. So I'm going to pass on over to you, Max.
I'm going to add 2 green to my mana pool first, and then I'm going to plus Nissa to untap that and to make it a creature. So 2 mana flowing, 2, 4, 6. My card cast this turn will be Liege of the Tangle.
Ooh, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember when Scars of Mirrodin came out. I was so excited for it. I think it's you may choose any number of target lands. Oh, I thought it was just one. Well, okay. With that, I mean, I could attack, but
You could.
I could, but it's only how big is your creature? Is it?
It's a 1/4.
Oh, I mean, I could attack, but I can't really do anything about that, so I will just pass my turn.
Okie dokie. That's like, I don't have an elemental deck, I realized the other day. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll do something with elementals. Yeah. Like, I like to stick, when I do a theme, I like to just kind of, it gives me a limitation. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm limiting myself to. I can't do this or this or this. That way I can't just be like, hey, here's a pile of good stuff and here's some elementals. Woohoo! Like, I just like to find new cards. There's so many cards to the point where, like, there's no reason not to be able to come up with something weird or some kind of way to, yeah, instead of just having all the best of everything.
Yeah, like upcoming good stuff sort of thing. Yeah, I like to have that theme to go with it.
Yeah. I'm going to play myself a Plains for the turn, and things are starting to get scary out here. that's not going to help us right now. Do we do that? I guess that's what we're going to do. We're going to tap 5, and we are going to play the Triumph of St. Catherine. Not Space Marines, but technically they're Space Marines. I mean, the Sisters of Battle are one of my favorite armies in Warhammer. Like, I want more Warhammer cards. I'm just gonna keep complaining until we get more Warhammer cards. It worked from playing Chase. It's like, I complained enough, eventually played Chase. Oh, yeah. And I want an Orc deck, and I want a Tau deck, and, like, I want an Eldar deck. I was like...
we were going to get, like, an actual Orc deck. I just ended up getting, like, 5 cards, and it was like, oh, I thought it was going to be a Secret Lair Orc deck.
Yeah, that would have been the cool... Like, I would have paid $150 for that, Wizards. Give me a $150 Orc deck. Like, the Orcs... like, poor Orcs, they really got the shaft for, like, the first 25 years of Magic. Like, we're finally getting Orcs that are actually good now, that are actually playable. Like, but like, you go back and look at the beginning of Magic, and you got like Fallen Empires, and you've got just like terrible cards. And I'll still put those cards in decks. I'm like, okay, this is my Orc deck. Fine, it's terrible, but so the Triumph of St. Catherine. It's a 5/5 with lifelink, and when it dies, I exile it in the top 6 cards of my library in a face-down pile. If I do, I shuffle that pile and then put it back on top of my library, and then it has a miracle cost. So it's a neat card. Like, the model is fantastic if you ever get to go look at it. It's I haven't finished mine. Like, it's in pieces just because there's so many pieces to it. And it's got, like, all 4 orders of the Sisters of Battle, and so there's, like, 1 member of each one. They're, like, walking down this podium holding their flags, and then they're holding the remains of St. Catherine. And it's very fanciful, but it, like...
I need to see that.
Oh, it's amazing. It's one of the coolest models. Like, usually I'll just glue everything together into one model and then paint it afterwards and just work my way around. But that one, I was like, okay, I'm gonna paint each piece separately. I was like, and I'm still painting each piece separately, like 2 years later. It's like, eventually I'll get there and finish this, right? Maybe, could be. So I guess we're gonna ask the hard questions here. And your favorite 3-color pair?
Oh, my favorite 3-color pair. Again, this is... Oh, it's so hard to choose.
I know.
Like, I love Jeskai. I love Teamer. And I love Jund. Like, those are my top 3. But I think... Like, I love the simplicity of Jund. But I think I have to go with Jeskai.
Jeskai? I love Jeskai.
I think I have to go with Jeskai.
Like, Grixis is obviously my first, but, like, after Grixis, like, Orzhov is probably my next one. Just because, I don't know, like, that Rafine deck, or the one that came out in New Capenna, I have so much fun with that deck. It just does stupid things. I'm still reanimating things and still doing the stupid blue-black stuff, but then I've got white in there too, so I'm like, ha!
You can reanimate. Oh.
Now I can kill everything too!
God, and then there's that new card in this set that just came out where it's like all your creatures get +X until end of turn for each card that you've drawn that turn.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me?
I'm like, that is... Between that and that ley line, and I was like, there's just some silly stuff. Like, I have too many friends who like to draw too many cards. I don't like this.
I'm so excited for Aurelia.
Oh, yes. I just saw that there was a new feather, too. I've got to catch up on previews. I've been slacking this week. Like, at the end of the night, I try to go back and, like, see what came out, and I'm like... I'm so far behind. Like, and then when there's different artworks too, like, sometimes I just miss cards now because I see 4 versions of one card and then don't realize that 20 other cards were shown today too.
Right? Oh yeah, no, it gets rough.
Like, I used to be good at keeping up. No, yeah.
I mean, like, back at my old job when I had to work at 6 in the morning and no one would be there. That's when I looked at all the spoilers. I was bad, and in the morning I didn't work very hard, because, I mean, like, I was alone in the morning. There was nothing to do, because no one was around. I mean, like, my boss didn't care, because I got my work done. It's like, it's spoiler time. Let's go see what's up. I want to see.
That was always the nice thing about most of my jobs. I was always doing what I needed to do, so they just didn't care what I was doing. They're like, the work got done. That's the most important part.
That's the most important part. What do I want to do? That's the hard part.
Yes.
That's the hard part. I think I'm going to add 4 to my mana pool. I am going to cast. I'm going to have to do it this way. We're going to cast Nissa, Voice of Zendikar.
Ooh. You know, I do not regret my ghost quarters right now, or my ghostly prison.
Yeah, turns out ghostly prison is really good. I'm going. Oh, no, I do not want to do that. I'm going to plus this Nissa. This is going to get very confusing very soon. I'm going to make this creature land. Then I will minus this Nissa and give everything a +1/+1 counter. So these are all going to be 4. This will get 1. And this will get 1. Let's see. You have a, what is it, a 5/5 and a 1/4?
Yeah, but 1/4, 5/5, and my 5/5 has lifelink.
And you have no mana up.
No manas.
I'm going to attack with Liege of the Tangle being a 9/9.
Okie dokie. And you're gonna pay the 2, I assume. One of your with your forest. The 2 down. You know what? I think I will just block with my. You know, do I just want to do that? I mean, Triumph just recycles itself.
Right?
Yeah.
You could double block, but then
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
then I only take
blocking with the 5/5, you gain 5 life.
Yeah, so I'm just taking 3.
So yeah.
It's like I'm just taking 3. Okay, I'm gonna block with the Triumph of St. Catherine. They're martyrs. They love dying.
For my Leech is a 4/4.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, it is a 9/9. When Leech of the Tangle does combat damage to a player, so I guess the trample will trample over that.
That it will. Ugh.
I will choose just 1 land, because just in case there is a board wipe.
Makes sense. I mean, it's probably gonna happen.
This is probably going to happen, which is really not good for me now that I've thought about it. This is an 8/8. I will end my turn and hope for the best.
I am going to have my Triumph of St. Catherine exile it, then I'm going to, in the top 6 cards of my library, which I think you get to see them because they are being exiled, so...
yeah, I think it would be exile face down.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because, it doesn't say...
Yeah.
Oh, it is a face down pile. Okay. Okay. Reading the card explains the card. Amara, you got this. Okay. Oh, wait. Is it top? Okay, top 6. Okay. I was making sure the Triumph didn't count as one of those 6. Let us randomize this. I guess I'm not actually randomizing, I'm just shuffling. Okay, that'll go back on there. Okay. Then we will untap. And let's go to our next question while we're doing this. We kind of already answered it, but what is your favorite plane in Magic the Gathering? Oh, okay, wait, I gotta... So, I'm gonna play Triumph of St. Catherine as its miracle cost.
Well, that works.
We did it.
Hello there. Welcome back.
A surprise. So, what is your favorite plane? I'm sorry I interrupted you because I was excited about my miracle.
My favorite plane isn't Ravnica.
Oh.
I would have to say my favorite plane is most likely Arcavios.
Oh.
Unfortunately, we haven't seen a lot of Arcavios. Yeah, I would have to say, like, my favorite plane. Yeah, I think I'll have to go with Arcavios. Arcavios is my favorite plane.
I did enjoy that. I like Strixhaven and like the when they reprinted all those spells that needed to be reprinted with the fancy arts and.
Oh yeah, I do actually have a Strixhaven singleton cube. I liked the set so much. I have a cube that I cannot even play.
I've never. I want to make a cube. I've never actually gotten around to making one. Like it's nice to have it. It's my second cube's coming up this year, but yeah, Strixhaven. I loved it honestly so much that I had to make a cube. There's so many different ways to make cubes too. Like you can just like customize it to the way you want to play, or
right.
Let's see here. So Triumph is going to be back out. Didn't draw into my land, which disappoints me because I'm scared. I think I will just pass my turn on over to you.
Alrighty. Activity. Draw a card. I would like some non-creature lands. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay 2 for 6. I'll add 6 to my mana pool. I am then going to plus Nissa to 8. I'm going to turn this into a creature. Put it here. Oh, no, I gotta put it here because it has a 3/3. I will then, using my 6 mana, I will cast Shamanic Revelation. So I'm going to draw a card for each creature I control, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh my gosh.
I will draw 8 cards.
So much card draw.
8, and then because I have Ferocious, I gain 4 life for each creature I control with power 4 or greater, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. So 4.
We're in danger.
Oh goodness. If only I knew how to math.
Math is hard.
4, 24.
The later it gets, math becomes harder and harder each time. Every minute.
Alrighty, I will gain 24 life. And then draw 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I am then going to attack with my 2 8/8s.
Okay, okay. I'm assuming you're paying the 2 for each one of those.
Right, yes. 2 and 4.
I keep trying. I'm like, maybe you don't want to. I was like, don't do it. Let's see here. I will block with the Triumph again, and you know what? Edelon, you can go to. So I will soak up 9 of the. Oh, what am I getting hit for? 18. Let's see here. And I will go down to 7.
I'm going to. I'll just plus Nissa and make a 0/1 token.
So we'll go She will go to the graveyard. This will
play a land for turn and my turn.
You know, this time I actually don't want the miracle cost. And it's not a May either, which so I can't even just throw it in the graveyard. Put that back on top. Let us untap. Let us draw a card. Okay. Okay. Not super terrific. Oh, even though, yeah, I think pretty sure I'm dead this next turn. Well, maybe not. Yeah, probably. That's what. Okay, that's not enough mana to do that. But I guess, you know what? Since we're playing Oathbreaker, I will cast my Oathbreaker. Because it's the only way that I will. It's not, I'm not going to survive, but no more than one creature can attack the Eternal Wanderer each combat. We are just going to go to the bottom. We're just going to -4 her, and for each player, I'm going to choose a creature that player controls, and each player sacrifices all creatures they do not control that are chosen that way. So,
well, I do have this 0/1 plant I can
yes, I'm going to allow you to keep your 0/1 plant, and then I'm just going to wipe the rest of the board. Then I will have one counter on the Eternal Wanderer. And Tom, we are not making Omnaths, the 3-color Omnath elementals, both of us. Even though we could, and then we'll just play them both against each other on the same stream. You know, like, see how I do like to do that every once in a while and see how different the person builds their deck compared to mine. Because, like, over on Bruja's station, she does her Salt Factory games where we all play the same commander, but we all build however we want to build it. I'm 2-0. Yeah, I'm 2-0 now. Tigrid was the first one. And then the second one was Tasha, and like, I don't know, I went into it like it making my decks completely different than what they were trying to do, and apparently that's what you need to do. like everybody was like, I'm gonna make you sack everything so I can put it on my side of the board, and I'm like, I'm gonna make sure you don't have a hand so you can't play. It's like, that works perfect. So let us ask another question now that I've killed everything on the board. So what is your favorite archetype in Magic? Like aristocrats or that kind of thing.
Like the kind of favorite deck you like to play?
Yeah, like what is your favorite kind of style of deck, I guess?
It's really funny. My favorite style of deck is combo. I love combo. It is my turn, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep, it's your turn.
My favorite deck is combo. I love the idea of having like a puzzle and just trying to find a way to, like, you're completing the puzzle, which is like completing the kind of the combo. And it doesn't, like, for combo, like, I think the best way to maybe put it is like, there was a creature from Battle for Zendikar. It was a merfolk, blue-white, land. I think it was like, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, one of your lands became a creature. It was a 3/3 creature.
Trying to remember what the name of it is.
Noyandar, I think it was. I think it was Noyandar.
Oops. See, this is what I need my intern for. Tom. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Do I see?
Noyandar Royal Shaper.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
is whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may put 3+1/+1 counters on a land you control. If you do, that land is a 0/0 elemental with haste, and it's a land. I had built this deck where it was that mixed with Jeskai Ascendancy.
That's
Whenever you play an instant or sorcery, you get to untap your stuff. And so you would just keep playing instants and sorceries, turning your lands into creatures, untapping them, paying stuff, getting lands, and you get to draw and discard. And that was the kind of like, okay, I want to make all my creatures really big and like attack for game by just keeping this engine going.
It's a good feeling when an engine works perfectly, and you're just like, yeah, look at the awesome things I'm doing, and everybody else is like, you're like, you love it.
Dear.
You love every second everything that's happening.
It's okay. Everything is fine. I'm going to -8 my Nissa. So I'm going to search my library for all my basic forests, and they are all in. I need lands again. They all come to play tapped. Yeah, it's very messy.
Don't you remember when I killed all these? I needed to get rid of these.
So I had two. These two are untapped. These two are, or these are all tapped. I'm going to cast paying 2 for an Earth Surge.
Uh-oh, did we just lose you? Spell table. Uh-oh, Mox. You've been banished. Earth Surge is not allowed.
Hello?
Aha! We did it. I hear you. I'm still here. Okay. I do hear you and see... Oh!
Hello?
Yep, I hear you.
Yay!
Woohoo.
You're back!
Oh, spell
Alive.
Hey, spell table. Spell table. Why did they change you? Why did they hurt you?
Alright. So I don't know where it cut me off.
You just played Earth Surge.
Okay, so I play the I got the Earth Surge. I'm going to plus this Nissa is 3. I have. It's going to be a different die, so I have 2 of these 0/1 plants. And that ends my turn, actually, because I can't really attack with my 0/1 plants.
Excellent. I will untap. Draw a card for turn. I know this card. Question is, do I want to cast it for its miracle cost?
Do you believe in miracles?
So much scary things happening. And those can become creatures, which would make them into 5/5s. Indestructible 5/5s at that. Don't like that. Not a fan of that at all. Do we want to do that? I think so. Okay. We'll tap 2, and we'll play Triumph of St. Catherine again for its miracle cost. Eternal Wanderer, what do you want to do? I think you are just going to +1 yourself? That sounds so. Or 0 yourself. I forgot. That's just a 0. But I do get a 2/2 white samurai creature token with double strike. Which. Infinite tokens? I didn't clean my infinite tokens off yesterday, and I apologize. That is my biggest fail.
I still get some.
It's awful. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll take pictures of them later. I'm like, I should just take a picture as soon as it's done, or as soon as the match is over, and then erase my infinite tokens. I'm like, later. And then by the time I come back, they're all just like stuck. The picture's there. I'm like, okay, now I got to do more work to actually clean this off, which guess it's my own fault, but you know. Okay, we'll just draw. I don't even know what's going on there. It's just a head. I don't know if I'm not long for this world, so let's see here. What do we want to do? We have Eidolon. Oh, we could do that. Didn't think about that. Okay, that's a thing. Okay, I think we shall pass our turn? Question mark?
Alright.
Your stack o' lands.
Alrighty, let's see what we can draw. That is a pretty good draw. Going to 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will cast Nissa, Ascended Animist.
Oh, that's a card. I can't even.
I will -7. My creatures get +1/+1 and trample for each forest I control.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A lot.
Okay.
Planets, go!
Oh, no, plants. Yep. Yep.
Well, that came out of nowhere.
Yep, that is the end of that. Like, I'm like, I could cast They Should Know No Fear, but yeah, they're pretty fearful right now.
Plants.
Death by plants. I was like, I shouldn't even finish drawing the samurai, I don't think. So, I guess we can do another game. What time is it?
Yeah, if you want to do another game, I am free for another game.
Sounds good.
I just have to make sure all of these forests are...
This is shuffled back in
shuffled.
nicely. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab my other deck here. Oh, let me not shuffle my Oathbreaker into my deck, because I'll never find it, because unlike people who are smart and put their Oathbreakers and their commanders in a different color sleeve, I do not. So often, like, when I build a deck, like, I'll be like, oh, all the Sigardas are going in this deck. Okay. And then I'll just change out Sigardas whenever I feel like it to make the deck play differently here. I'm just like, like to have a variety of commanders. Let's see, where are
I ended up having to buy both Aragorn and I can't remember her name. It was the two face commanders for the humans deck.
Oh, is
Arwen.
it?
I ended up having to buy them non-foil. Just because they curl a little too much, because you can see where they are.
It makes me sad.
I've been kind of wanting to swap them, so...
Where did I put your deck? Maybe I will play a different deck, because I have like my one main Oathbreaker deck that I use all the time. Oh, those are Lorcana decks. That's not gonna work. Are you hiding back here? No? Okay. Well, we'll just play something else then. Oh, right, there you are. Maybe this is it. If you saw the nonsense that's going on next to me on this other side, like, I tried to get all my magic cards all in one place so I could start sorting through them, and it's some nonsense. Like, I'm surprised this thing hasn't collapsed. So I'm gonna switch over to Elspeth. Elspeth is my.
Ooh.
That was my first Oathbreaker deck that I built. It's just a stack of Elspeths.
That's honestly what, like, I wanted to get as many misses in there as possible.
Let's see here. And
I'm trying to figure out what my next Oathbreaker will be.
yeah, I gotta actually, like, I have a couple set aside, and I've just been slowly stacking cards with it. I'm like, okay, we'll put this in here, we'll put this in here. Like, this has all the Elspeths, so I can just change them out whenever I feel like it. Like, I'm like, yeah, this gets boring. I'll put this Elspeth in here instead. So, it is Elspeth Knight Errant we're playing as this time. It was Steel Shaper's Gift, which, if you know anything about Elspeth, you can probably guess what my weapons are that I'm going to get. That's like this whole entire deck, its whole entire purpose is to kill you with Elspeth. There we go. I'll switch that over.
Oh, I've never seen this art of Elspeth before.
Yeah, it was the secret. There was a Vulcan Baga secret lair that came out that had Olivia. There was a couple other ones, and then there was a special black and white version of this artwork too. That was the secret card that was in the secret lair.
Oh.
This one, whenever I find a special version of something, I'm like, okay, I'll throw it in here. There we go. Oops, I gave myself 21 life.
Oh, I should probably change my life as well.
Yeah, your commander life total is terrifying.
There we go. Oh, nope, too far. Go back.
There we go. Elspeth Knight Errant. You're somewhere here. There you are. Boop. And Steel Shaper's Gift. There we go. Dun, dun, dun.
I think I can play with this, yes.
I was like, what is this Lorcana card? I'm like, oh, okay. That's the second time I've done that to myself. Yesterday I was shuffling my deck for the stream. I'm shuffling. I'm like, oh, this sleeve looks different. And I had my Fractured Power Stones were in Lorcana sleeves, so I didn't shuffle them into the deck, but apparently that didn't stop me from shuffling it into the deck. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see here.
Honestly, it looks kind of fun. I've unfortunately put myself in a place where I'm like, I spent too much on Magic.
Yeah.
No other card games.
I told myself no other card games, and it still happens. Especially like the late '90s, there were so many card games, and I was playing everything that came out. I was like, ooh, a new game. Like, I made bad decisions. I sit there every once in a while, I'll go back and go through old stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to play this and this and this, and like so many boxes of old card games. I'm like, what am I doing to myself? So I randomized us. I will go first this time. And you know what? What is your least favorite kind of archetype or kind of deck?
That is a hard one because, like, okay, I think my least favorite archetype is Oops All Counter Spells, if that's even an archetype.
I mean, it is.
Like, and I'm not talking about like counter burn where it's just like, okay, well, like counter and burn, you know, it's when like pretty much if you were to play, I can't remember the commander, but like Baral. Baral and then like nothing but counter spells.
Yeah, like
I don't mind counter spells. Like I know they're a unnecessary evil, but like I honestly don't mind them. I use them. But if a deck is like nothing but counter spells and it just like, I think that's like the only one where I'm like, I don't want to play against this.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons why I like usually have people post their deck lists before streams and stuff, because usually I can look at a deck and see what it's doing just by looking at the pile of cards. And
Yeah.
like, I want other people to be able to play Magic. Like, there's no sense in me not letting, like, and you could every once in a while when somebody is like, you can't do this or this and this and this, but I'm gonna sit here for 25 minutes and play Magic. And everybody else is just like, yeah, you can see the happiness that it's bringing them, but like, you're just like there's nothing I can do about this. I guess I'm just gonna sit here and maybe I'll get to say something funny or something.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, I play Magic to have the experience where everyone can be at the table and be happy and joking around and such, and like, that's where I come from Magic. I don't come to win. I come to just talk around or talk and hang out.
Yeah, and if I do get to win, cool. Like, it is usually like, and sometimes it's a silly, especially if my deck does its thing and it makes me happy. I'm like, okay, cool. This card that I thought was going to be neat did something neat. Okay, cool. I've done my thing. I came here, did my thing. Everything's good. So I'm going to get us kicked off here. I guess we'll keep this. It has 3 lands. It does its thing. This doesn't have a very high mana curve, so like, it's okay.
Yeah, 3 lands are pretty good then.
Yeah, like, a lot of times that's how I make my decisions of like what I keep hand wise, because I have certain decks that I'll keep just like, if I only have like a curve of 3, having 3 lands, I'm like, okay, well, if I get extra lands, sweet, cool, I can play more cards each turn, but if I don't, at least I can play.
At least you can do something.
Yeah. I'm going to play a Plains as my land for the turn, and then I will pass on over to you.
See what we got. We have a forest, and that will end my turn.
Excellent. I said very menacingly. I'm going to play a Plains as my land for the turn, and then I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to play a Youthful Valkyrie. It's got flying, and whenever another angel enters the battlefield under my control, I'll put a +1/+1 counter on them. This is also angels. Angels and knights as well.
I mean, it's very flavorful.
Yes. I love just building theme decks. I don't know. It's like my favorite thing to do. I'm like, I like my deck to tell a story. It's like my favorite thing to do. And then I shall pass on over to you, Max.
Yeah, I remember I think one of my first theme decks was supposed to be Elishine, where I built her as the commander, and then I put as many Phyrexian, like white Phyrexian cards in there. All the mana base was the Phyrexian lands.
See, I love that.
Well, we're going with the turn 2 Rampant Growth again.
Classic.
We have 2 lands and a Rampant Growth. We make it work. Alrighty, that was a very good turn 2. I will end my turn.
Oh. So what is your favorite creature type?
Oh, that is...
Asking the hard-hitting question.
It's the hard-hitting questions. I love slivers. I think I have to go with slivers.
I do love slivers.
That's my favorite creature type. It was my first typal card, or first typal kind of deck, creature type deck. Was slivers back when I first started.
Slivers were a big thing for me when I was younger. Like, angels were the first ones that I started. Like, Selena Dark Angel, like, I used to use her all the time. I guess she would have been my first commander, even though I had like 4 of them in a deck. It was like, so like, Orzhov was my thing. It was like, ooh, I can gain life and I can spend life. Okay, cool. Let's do this thing. I'm gonna play plains as my land for the turn, and I still love my angels, but like, whenever something is super popular, I falls out for me. I'm just like, okay, everybody's liking angels right now. I'm like, it probably won't happen with cats because I like cats all the time.
Yeah. There's like, I love sphinxes. I love elementals. I love slivers.
Yeah.
But like, I think slivers just has to take it.
Slivers
I love
are
the
great.
whole hive mind idea.
Yeah, I hope we get like slivers remind me of like aliens from Alien. Like they just or Tyranids are basically slivers. They got all their armors and things as they suck up all the planet's nutrients and weaponry, and then they just add it to their own arsenals. So I was really hoping that Tyranids would be a lot like slivers when they did the Warhammer decks, because I was like, that's very, very similar to what they do. So I'm gonna play a Giada, and this Giada is in Japanese, so let me bring up the actual.
That is such a beautiful art.
Yes, that was one of the ones that I was like, okay. Usually I don't like if the art is different and awesome and is a foreign card, I'll usually put it in there. But then I'm like, oh, there's so much writing on there. I was like, I better make sure I know exactly how to play this card. So Giada, Fount of Hope, it's got Fly against Vigilance, and each other angel I control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each angel I already control. And it can also tap to make white mana for angel spells. She's so good for 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and that bear commander that's coming out. 2/2s.
Bears are the other one. That was actually I was thinking of today. Like, I think slivers are the like, oh, these are so cool, and then bears are like the I love bears.
Yeah.
I have a bear deck that has been wanting to be a commander for so long.
That's like I want to make a worm deck, but like the one guy that does worm stuff is only green, so I'm like, what do I do with this?
Oh, yeah.
It's like I need more worms. There's sharks. I need more sharks. I need there's
Yeah, we need more of like the creature types that we just don't have much of.
Yeah, don't start adding new ones. I was like,
there's we need that we don't. Well, we already have, but we don't have enough of them.
Yes, give us more of those ones.
Right, it's like dinosaurs. Like we finally got dinosaurs. Like, now we have a lot of dinosaurs. Let's
we got there.
Antelopes.
Yes,
more antelopes.
We need more citizens now. I was looking at this one Fallen Empire card the other day, and I was like, oh, it makes 4 citizen tokens. Excellent. Costs 6 mana, but you know what? It makes 4 citizens. I'm in. I will. Oh, I guess I should pay for Giada. That would make sense. I know how to play Magic. She's not just free. Like, here's my really cool card, Mox. I'm just gonna play this.
Free spells.
Free spells. That is probably my least favorite card type, is free spells. Because, like, I know it's not a card type, but it warps formats. Like,
yeah, I love free is the best flavor.
Yeah, it is a very good feeling.
It's like, you gotta be really careful when you're making the free spell cards, and a lot of the time it's like, well, we oopsed on that one.
Yep, like all the fury and grief and endurance, and I'm just like, those aren't doing any problems whatsoever now. Like like my first interaction with free spells was Force of Will, and I could not figure. I was like, why did they make this? I was like, this card is awesome. And back then, like, Force of Will wasn't in every deck, and now it's like $100 card, and like.
If you're playing blue, you're probably playing.
Yep, I had 4 of them in my old 60 card standard deck when Alliances was out. I was like, this is wonderful. So like I had a couple play sets, and I was like, I couldn't figure out why my friends were like, oh yeah, sure, you can have this. Or I'm like, okay.
Alright.
Cool. I will pass on over to your box.
Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Forest. And I am going to cast a Kodama's Reach.
Rampant.
Get a forest to hand and a forest to play.
What is going on, geek? I'm switching back and forth between my chat, so every once in a while I miss it. Hipster style Amara. And slivers are the devil, geek says. Slivers can be the devil.
Hey, oh gosh, I was so happy. Like when I first started it, I'm like, Sliver Queen's so cool, and it's $25. That's so expensive. Oh, but you know what? I'll get it. I'll buy it. And then nowadays it's like, oh, you know what? I'm really glad that I bought that Sliver Queen.
Oh yeah, like when I was a kid, I would remember going through binders. I'm like, $20 for a Scrubland. Ah. And now I'm like, oh my god. Like, why did I not buy those Black Lotuses for $100?
Yeah. I think my one was like the Scrubland that I saw. I'm like, oh, it's only $100. That's a lot of money nowadays. I'm like, why didn't I buy that Scrubland?
See, most people, they would go back in time. They'd be like, I'll win the lottery, or I'll do these. I'm like, no, I'll go buy all these magic cards.
Buy the magic cards and I'm fine.
Okie dokie. Let me switch over here. Oh. I don't understand spell table. Spell table update, you are the worst.
I hope they fix it.
This is... And knowing the last time we've had updates, it'll be months. It'll be like when the Warhammer decks came out and we had to wait like 2 years for them to properly come up in the system.
That long?
It feels like it. I don't think it was that long, but
I can't believe it though. That's the sad thing.
yeah, like it was awful, especially for like that first weekend, because so many of us were doing streams, and like so we had to type in every card. Not everybody is versed in the Warhammer, so like you're suddenly like, how the hell do I spell that? So you have to ask that for every single card the other people are playing. You're like, how do I spell that one? How do I spell that one? I'm like, this is awful. And playing chase cards, please just put them the right direction. I thought maybe that was. I was like, maybe that was the update. I was like, maybe they finally fixed the spell chase or the plane chase cards. No. So I'm gonna bring Elspeth out onto the battlefield. Elspeth, Knight Errant. She comes in with 4 counters. I can +1 her to create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. I can +1 her to give target creature +3/+3 against flying until end of turn. Or I can do a -8 and I get an emblem with artifacts, creatures, and enchantments and lands you control are indestructible. Everything almost. I think we will just +1 her and give Giada flying and +3/+3. That sounds good. So that will go to 5. And Giada will become a 5/5. And then I shall send Giada over at you for 5.
We are taking it.
Woo!
3, 4, and 5.
We did more than we did last game. Excellent. And then I will pass on over to you.
Alrighty. Untap the peak and draw. Play a forest. Let's bring out Nissa, who shapes the world.
It's so good. I have the stained glass one of her. That was one of the ones that came out of like one of my first secret layers.
It's been a while since I got my favorite card out of all of the cards I have. General, it's my favorite one.
I
All
wish.
sentimental value.
That's how some cards stay with me forever, because I'm just like, okay, it was like, it has sentimental value. It was like, I'll put it in decks, that even if it's not a good card.
It's gotta go in.
Like, I guess it's It does what I like to do, or just the artwork makes me happy when I see it. Like, I spend a lot of time just looking. Like, when I'm looking at my hand on streams, most of the time it's just me looking at the art. It's not me doing any kind of extra thinking.
Yeah.
So, Mox, do you have a favorite video game that you like to play?
I do.
Or...
Oh dear. Oh dear, here it comes. My favorite game of all time is Tales of Symphonia.
That's a good one.
I don't actually want to know how many hours I have in this game. It was they talk about the players with World of Warcraft, and it's like, oh, they have no life if you play World of Warcraft. That was me in Tales of Symphonia. I would wake up early before I went to school to play the game. I would come home and play the game.
That was WoW for me. World of Warcraft was... I've played video games since, like, I was, like, 4, 5. I don't know. I started with, like, the Commodore 64 was, like, my first video game machine. And then, like, my dad was into tech and stuff, so, like, he would always buy the newest machines and stuff, so he would buy them for us, but, yeah. Really for him. But,
Really for him.
Yeah, it's like World of Warcraft, me and my partner played for, like, 4 years, and I look back on the, like, each character, because I would get bored eventually, and, like, I was running a 400-person guild at the time, and so, like, I was managing raids, and it was a nightmare. Like, we would hang out next to each other on our computers. I would go to work for 8 hours. I bought copies of World of Warcraft for every single person that was under me, because I was in charge of unloading at the time for our store. So I just made all my employees play. So then there was one guy who refused. He just would have no part in it, and, like, everybody else joined me and were part of my guild, and we would just sit there and talk about WoW for 9 hours, and he would just be miserable for 9 hours, just going, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He's like, I don't understand. It's like, you just come and play with us, it's fine.
Well, then come play with us.
Come join us. The claw. That was me in Symphonia. It is, like, it's brought so many good memories. It's unfortunately gotten to the point where if somebody quotes the game, I can tell you who said it when it was in the game, and it's a full-on RPG. And like, I will one day stream it. Like, I'm going to be streaming Tales of Symphonia at some point, but I'm doing 2 streams. One where I just play through the game, and the other where I'm going to, like, speed run it. I have the longest time it took me, or the shortest time was about 16 hours. Nice.
Which is not a speed run, but yeah, I turned it on and just played it until I beat the game. One sitting.
I remember doing that with...
And I will do that in a stream at some point.
Final Fantasy VII, that was me when that came out. It was just like, yep. I sat there for days. I killed my first PlayStation and just burnt it out because we played for so long. Because, like, a lot of times...
That's a really good one.
Yeah, like me and my brother, we would spend what our allowances and kind of just take turns. Whoever bought the game or paid the most, we just watch the other one play. So, and, like, with RPGs, we would just sit there and watch the story unfold. Like, it's like, either way, I'm either playing it or just watching it. Yeah, I'm winning no matter what.
You're winning no matter what. This one was so good.
Yeah. And Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite Final Fantasy. That was, I don't know, I liked the characters and stuff in that one. All the Final Fantasies make me happy. I just finally went back to 14. I was like, I should go finish this. I was like, I started it.
Is the online one, isn't it?
Is it 14? Then maybe I'm thinking 13? No, 13 was Lightning. And
yeah, 13 was Lightning. I think
14 was the online. 15 was the other one. Okay, so 15 is what I'm doing. And I'm so dumb. Like, I got it on there to start playing again. I was like, I don't know where I was. I was like, I put like 60 hours into this, and I was like, oh, chocobos, and then I just rode around on my chocobo for like 2 hours and did nothing else. So I'm like, do 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 do. I just get.
15 was. Is it 15's the newest one?
16 is the newest one. That just came.
Right,
Yeah, for
15 is
the knight.
Noctis.
Yeah, Noctis and his little crew. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I got back to it, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, I don't want to restart the game 60 hours in, so I'm just like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like,
I get that.
like, I don't have time just to start a game over. It's like, there's too many other games, there's too many other things to do. And especially with streaming, like, a lot of time, there's certain games, like, that I just play, like Rogue Trader right now I've been playing, but like there's so much reading going on, and sometimes there's bugs where the characters won't talk, so like when you're streaming it, I'm like, I'm not gonna read this like half a page of text out loud every single time this happens. So it's like, and like I love it to death, but it's one that I just play for myself. I'm like, okay, I'm just it's like there's too much going on here. Draw a card for the turn. I'm gonna play myself a plains, and I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna pay 1. We're gonna play Steel Shaper's Gift. I'm gonna search my library for an equipment. I'm gonna reveal that card and put it into my hand, and then shuffle. So the whole entire point of this deck is that we grab Luxador. Luxador is equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1, or for each counter that is on it. So it doesn't matter whether it is a +1/+1 counter or not. Equipped permanent isn't a planeswalker and is a creature in addition to its other types. So you can equip it to a planeswalker. I'm going to pay 1 and play Luxador, which is just silly that it is 1 mana. Okay. I'm going to pay 1, and I'm going to equip it to Elspeth, Knight Errant. So she is currently a 5/5. Let us make things get silly. She's going to +1 herself. She's going to give herself +3/+3 in flying.
Oh dear.
So I'm gonna attack with Elspeth. She's gonna come at you for a total of 9.
Are you attacking me or Nissa?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll kill Nissa. Let's kill Nissa.
Does she have trample or flying?
She does have flying.
Goodbye, Nissa.
Yeah.
I hardly knew you.
It's good to know you. This deck is really silly because this is probably one of the least powerful Elspeths that I use, but the one that's from New Capenna, you play her. She puts a +1/+1 counter on herself, then gives herself either like a lifelink, vigilance, or flying, and that's a counter as well. So Luxador is giving you 2 for it. So then she puts a counter on herself as well for using her Planeswalker ability. So you end up getting like 3 +3/+3 just from that.
So good.
Yeah,
I also just love the flavor of this so much.
Yeah, this is like, I want to make a version of this, but make a commander version of it, but like I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it makes me laugh. I'm gonna play Mina Harker, which is Thalia, Guardian of Theraband. Thalia. Non-creature spells are gonna cost 1 more to cast, and first strike. That's one of my favorite cards. Like, I used to play Death and Taxes all the time, so like that's like my whole entire Modern and Legacy thing was Thalia. And now we have like 100 copies of Thalia, and like and all the different artworks. So like my Death and Taxes deck is just the secret layer that has all 4 different Thalia, so that has all different printings of it. I think that will be the end of my terrible turn.
I've had one legacy deck that I still technically have, which is Manaless Dredge. Mainly because it was the cheapest legacy deck I could buy.
Well, that's like... I would play more Legacy. And that was actually my next question is, what is your favorite format and why?
My favorite format is Commander.
Yep.
I used to play, like, so obviously, like, 60 card was, like, the first and foremost thing that I would play. But, I ended up getting into Commander back when the 2013 Precons came out. As it was a, like, you know what, this Commander thing seems really interesting. I want to try it. You get to build around a card, and for me, around 60 card decks, I wanted to build around cards. So, it was perfect for me to want to, like, actually play Commander. And I was trying to get everyone I knew to, like, get onto the, get into it, be like, you should try Commander, like, it's a 100 card singleton, and like, you only have to buy one copy of each card if you want to upgrade your decks, and I got everyone into it, and then that's all we all play now.
Yeah, Commander, when that came out, that basically just kind of took over everything else that I was doing. Like, I still have, like, I have Pioneer decks and I have Explorer decks and stuff, but they're just there in case that one person out there wants to do that. Like, doesn't happen very often. At least, like, Oathbreaker, and I love Oathbreaker, but I hate that Wizards made it so that there's only one Planeswalker in the next couple of sets. I was like, so you made an announcement at the beginning of the year that we are gonna Oathbreaker is an official thing, and then you're like,
yeah,
here's one Planeswalker each set. Enjoy.
Yeah, like, I was so excited that it was like an actual format, and then when they did that, it was like, you're going backwards.
Yeah, like, I was like,
why are you doing this?
It's like, it's so silly. And there are a decent amount of Planeswalkers, but, like, for the most part, like, there's only so much variety.
Yeah, there is only so much variety, yeah.
And, like, certain colors don't have very many, like, choices for the most part. Like, the 3-color Tameo is, like, one of the only ones that's Planeswalkers that are those colors.
Yeah, like, there was Estrid and Tameo, and that's it.
So, like, if somebody wants to build off of that, that's all they can do. And,
really, yeah.
Like, when they were making those Planeswalker decks, at least you had a crappy Planeswalker that was... I mean, they weren't all crappy, but they were pretty expensive to the point where, like, you're paying, like, 8 mana for something that you could pay 2 mana for in another card.
Yeah. And then there was, like, the Nissa that's, like, you minus 10 to just get overrun.
Yeah. Like,
so, they weren't the best, but they were at least, like, hey, you get to learn, and
yeah,
here's a Planeswalker, so you don't have to buy packs, or, if you have, like, you're not a kid, you buy packs, or when you're a kid, you buy my packs, whereas us will buy singles and such, but, yeah, it's nice to just have that starter deck with a Planeswalker.
Yeah, and... like, I like the $20 Commander decks. Those were a good idea. Like, that was a good way to...
Really good idea.
Yeah, and they all did their things. Like, that freaking... what is it? The big... it's the Simic one. Is it... Aussie, or... I forgot what its name is. I know it lets you draw cards and... does big stupid stuff, but, like, and the Elf deck was really good. The Spirit deck, I love the Foretell deck. That one I still use. Foretell is one of my favorite mechanics, which brings us to our next question. What is your favorite mechanic? And it's also your turn.
I actually took my turn.
Oh!
I played first. I cast Primal Adversary, kicking it?
Basically.
Kicking it for 1 in green, so it got 1+1+ encounter, and I made this forest into a 3/3 wolf creature token with haste.
Excellent.
But it is tapped. My favorite mechanic. Landfall.
Landfall.
100% landfall.
Mine has changed. Like, I am torn between Foretell and what is the other one? Connive. Connive I really enjoy. Like, Connive, you could do so many stupid things. I will pitch things in my graveyard all day long. That's what it's there for. I'm gonna untap, and like that Obscura deck does such stupid things, and like, so I'm just like, I want more Foretell cards, and I want more Connive cards. I need to actually catch up on the Ravnica story, because I'm like, why are there so many detectives suddenly running around? Like, everybody decided to become Batman? It was like, what is
Right?
It was like, there was no detectives, and now everybody's a detective. I feel
I was very worried about this Ravnica set, actually.
It's...
Beforehand.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool cards, but then there's also some that I'm, like, worrisome, because sometimes I will just look at a card and I'm like, that's broken, or this is gonna be abused in some way.
Yeah, I love the new Rakdos. Oh, God.
Me and the new Judith are gonna do stupid things together.
Yeah. Like Rakdos, Judith. Oh, I'm really feeling Rakdos this time around. And Boros.
I'm very excited. I didn't get to watch the Clue game and see how that works. I'm excited to see. I like different formats and different ways to play. Like, it just makes me happy. So I'm going to play Elspeth's Talent and play it on Elspeth. Enchanted Planeswalker has +1, and she creates 3 1/1 soldier tokens, which is so much better than her other +1 that she currently has. Be like, I'll just make 1. But whenever I activate the loyalty ability of an Enchanted Planeswalker, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance. I am going to +1 Elspeth to 7. She will get +3/+3 on flying, and then she will get +2/+2 in Vigilance. And, oh, actually, I have to pay 1 extra because of my Thalia. And then I shall swing.
Ooh. How big is she?
She is currently getting +5/+5, so she is currently at 12/12.
Well, I mean, I don't have any flying, unfortunately. All my trees are on the ground. There is no
flying
no
trees.
hidden reach here.
Which is weird. Trees should all have reach. They're all reaching up into the sky. Yeah, they're just that's what they're doing.
So I'm going to take all of that.
Okey-dokey. I will make a little soldier man. Who's just going to be this stick guy. Like, during a 4-player game, I have enough time to draw. Like, 1 versus 1. Don't have nearly much draw time. I think that is all the dumb things I'm gonna do. I'll pass my turn.
Alrighty. Can we get out of this mess? I have a tree wolf. I have a tree elemental. And a tree folk tree. Let's see. I definitely don't make it on the crackback, but what I will do is 1, 2, 3. We're going to cast Nissa, Place of Zendikar, -2 to give everything a +1/+1 counter. So this is 2. This is 4. This is 4. This is 1. And we're just gonna swing all in. Except for the Awakener Druid. We're swinging all in.
Sounds good. Let's see here. I guess
we have a 6. This is a 6-5, a 4-4, a 4-4, and a 5-6.
Okay. Do they have trample?
They do not have trample.
Okay.
Except for the 6-5 does have trample.
Oh, okay. I will take the 6-5, and then my 3 soldier tokens I will throw in front of the other ones. Sorry, soldiers. You've been gobbled up by trees.
Gobbled up by trees.
They went to the Wizard of Oz plane.
That is a terrifying concept.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the idea of being eaten by any kind of inanimate object, or in plant monsters, and giant spiders. Ugh. I don't like the idea of just being eaten. I like eating other things. I don't like it when other things try to eat me. Like Resident Evil, I hate plant monsters. I hate whenever there's a plant section. I'm like, stupid plant monsters. I will untap, and then we just have one last question, so we'll see.
There we go. Perfect timing.
Yeah. Let me draw a card. You know what? I never get to play this for its miracle cost, so I'm gonna play Entreat of Angels as my.
Oh no!
We'll just make 3 4/4 angels, just because. Make a bunch of angels. Those will trigger all my other angels.
Yes.
So that'll get 3 +1 +1 counters. Giada. We'll see the first one, the second one. So those will all get. Yeah, there's a bunch of angels. I'm not gonna do the math for it. I'm gonna +1 Elspeth, give her flying, and +3/+3. That'll trigger that and give +2/+2 in vigilance to all my creatures, and then I will just send over Giada and Youthful Valkyrie and Elspeth. Yep. Yay! Good game. We did it. We did the thing. That's like Steel Shaper's Gift. There's Godsend is also in here, and so is Shadow Spear.
Yes. Oh, I absolutely love the flavor of this.
Yeah, it's fun. It's probably one of my favorite decks. It's just so silly. It's usually my go-to Oathbreaker deck when people want to play Oathbreaker. I'm like, okay. It's like, it does the things that I like to do, and like the stacks pieces are in there just to slow everybody else down so I can actually win with Elspeth.
Yeah.
But we'll ask that final question. Cats or dogs?
100% cats. Always cats. Cats are not as noisy as dogs. I love dogs. Cats are not as noisy as dogs.
Yes.
They're little bundles of joy.
They are.
They're really cute.
They keep you warm. They're like little massagers sometimes. They just sit there and purr.
Right?
Like, I love
they're making the biscuits.
Oh, yeah. They're always making the biscuits. That's like, I love my Bucky. He is our dog. He does his thing, but like, he's very, very clingy. So, like, whenever I'm doing chores or doing things around the house, he's just up my butt all the time. So I'm just like, like, I'm trying to do stuff, and he's always wherever I am, which I just assume he can read my mind and knows exactly the spot that I'm going, just to annoy me.
Right?
I'm like, why are you here? There's no you're never here. You've decided to be just right where I am.
Oh yeah, that's we have my one roommate has 2 cats with us, and we just got them actually it was last year we got them, and they were originally outside cats that were like they were found outside. They were brought into whichever animal shelter took care of them, so they were very skittish when we got them. But one of them, Saren, is basically his shadow. He goes everywhere that my roommate goes. And like, he comes into our room, right on top of the bed. If he goes back to his room, right back with him. Always with him.
And hey, pals, I did not see you raid. I've been bouncing back and forth. The PDH pals came and raided us while we were hanging out. What is everybody doing? I got dogs. I see my German Shepherd. He was our last dog, and like he was magnificent. He was nice, well behaved, just did his thing. He wasn't clingy. Like if you tried to be clingy with him, he'd just get up and move somewhere else. Like we'd like go down and sit next to him, and he would just get up and move across the room, and then just look at us like, "Leave me alone." He was very unimpressed all the time with us.
That is a very cat thing to do.
Yeah, he's just like, and like our one cat, well, we ended up getting Batty. He absolutely loved the dog, and just kind of forced himself on the dog to the point where the dog just gave up. So like Joxer just let him lay there, and Batty loved him so much. Like he would just push up into him and just cuddle with him. It was so cute. Well, I want to thank everybody who was hanging out with us. I appreciate it. This was our inaugural run of our questionnaire/gaming event that we were doing. I'm going to do this weekly, hopefully, with different members of the community. So if you're interested, just let me know, and I can get you scheduled in. And yeah, we're just playing 1v1 Magic of any sort that you wish to play, and asking questions. And I appreciate your time, Mox, for joining us and taking that that leap into the unknown with me.
Oh, I love to do it.
Oh,
thank you so much for having me.
No, I appreciate it, and then it helps me work on questions and get things. I mean, we'll figure it all out as I go.
Oh, exactly. Trial and error.
Exactly. And I'm going to edit these and hopefully put them over on the YouTube if you want to go back through and watch us and listen to us talk about our Magic histories and things we enjoy and things we don't enjoy. But I'm going to let everybody go. I got to go, and I entered the cosplay contest and everything, and apparently my pictures didn't load up, so I got to go actually put my costume back on and send pictures over to the cosplay contest for Chicago. So that's my next step before I go to bed, is putting on a costume and then taking it back off. Which, I don't know, wouldn't be the first time I had to put a costume on before bed. You all take care of yourselves, and actually, let's go raid. I hate when I forget to raid. What is going on? Who's going on here? Filthy Casuals are playing. Got Kiro's playing. It's always a busy night on Thursdays. That's like, I was like, I don't really care if anybody's watching, but if people are watching, cool. And then this is mainly just to record and hang out and whatevs. Let's see here. I usually go whoever has the least amount of people watching. I usually go hang out with them. that's how I make my decisions. I'm like, that way it helps whoever's doesn't have the most viewers at the time. So we're actually going to go over Useless Knowledge is playing over there and some CEDH. Me and John, we always have a good time. So let me start that raid up. I want to thank everybody. I will be back tomorrow. Hey, what's going on, Ben? I'm going to be over on Bruja's stream tomorrow playing, we're playing all the same commander, and we're playing Harker. What is his name? Or Harkin, the detective. We're all playing. I forgot what this is. Harkin's Insight. I thought, is this the other set? Oh, okay, it is Jacob Harkin, the inspector. Okay. The name was so close to Jonathan Harker, and I'm like, what is going on here? I love it when I fall asleep watching Twitch, and I'm like, what? And I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, where am I? There we go. We got the raid. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you again here soon. Raiding now. There we go.